Last week, we ranked the top 12 rookie wide receivers, and now it's time to do the top 12 rookie running backs. Just like last week, we're going to do it in tiers. That way, we have a good understanding of how these players are valued, a good look. And like we do all the time, we're going to the tier maker to make our ranking. So let's get this thing started at the S tier. I wonder what's going to happen here. I wonder what's going to be there. And of course, it's Bijan Robinson, probably one of the best running back prospects we've seen. We've had some good studs come out. We get them like a couple every 5 years or so, like once every 3 or 4 or something like that. But Bijan Robinson, there's a lot I can say about him. He catches the ball in the backfield. He's explosive. He's dynamic. He was productive. 5-star recruit. We've been idolizing him ever since he was in high school. Bijan Robinson's coming out. First round draft capital, 90 percentile chance, 95 percentile, 99 percentile. Bijan Robinson's locked and loaded to be the top running back in this draft, and it should never move unless someone's being super contrarian. Tier A is where things get interesting, and these tiers are very hard for me because there's not like a running back that I hate. I kind of like all of these running backs for what they are, but I have to divide these guys up and conquer a little bit. So when I look at Tier A, I think of guys who are going in the first round who I'm just jockeying back and forth. And if you've been watching the channel, you know which 3 guys I'm talking about here. Jahmyr Gibbs, Zach Evans, and Sean Tucker. Again, it's a tier. And the thing is, like I've said this whole offseason, I've been moving these guys around on the daily, on the weekly, just off and on. And the thing is, I'm very objective with these prospects. I'm always looking at them. I'm always looking at the numbers. I'm always thinking what could go wrong, what could go right in the right situation, their upside, their downside. I like Jahmyr Gibbs for what he is. I liked him at Georgia Tech, and then I liked him at Alabama. He catches the ball in the backfield. She'll get decent draft capital, being talked up as the RB2 by a lot of people, but also Zach Evans is too. Highly athletic running back prospect. Very explosive. You see it on tape. There are some question marks about his game with the pass blocking. He only has 35 reps pass blocking in his whole career. Quinshon Judkins, the freshman this year on Ole Miss, had 37 just this season. He has 35 in 3 seasons, which means he's very inexperienced. And what else going on with that, I don't know. But I do like him. When you see him on tape, highlights, the film, games, whatever you're watching, he stands out. He stands out when he has the ball in his hands. He puts his foot in the ground and he goes. He's aggressive. He's assertive. Sean Tucker catches the ball in the backfield. Changed his dynamic skill set, really. Didn't change, but had a different way of playing this year. Used more in the slots. Used more in wheel routes. Had a decent average depth of target of 2. Caught a lot of balls out of the backfield, but was still explosive. Former track guy, has the speed to go burst on you anytime, just like Sean Tucker and Jahmyr Gibbs as well. Gibbs can catch the ball in the backfield, run it between the tackles. Top tier running back prospect coming out. Top tier at Georgia Tech. Has been good throughout his career. There's a lot of scuttlebutt about how good he can run between the tackles. But guess what? All 3 of these guys got their question marks, but they all got their upside and the things that they can do well. And they move around with me every day almost, because I'm just analytically looking through these guys and being objective. It's only January, and I can move these guys around if I want to. And I suggest you guys do that too. Just keep looking at these players, keep moving them, and really just keep leaning into this running back class because we got a lot of talent here. Why not just go in depth looking at it? Go into Tier B. Tier B is pretty good too. Zach Charbonnet, Devin Achane, Tank Bigsby. And there's some other guys I can put in Tier B, but I kind of wanted to split it off here. B and C is not too much different. And then B to A, there's not too much of a gap either. There's so much talent in this class, but I really wanted to split this off. When you talk to some people have Devin Achane up here, like top tier of A, the RB2 in the class, somewhere around there. I'm still being a little bit conservative with them. I'm having him here in B. I could see him moving up to A due to his skill set, due to how he catches the ball in the backfield. But I really want to see how the NFL evaluates him, where he goes in the draft too, and the landing spots of these players and their draft capital is going to impact these 7 players here. It's going to impact them greatly. Zach Evans here falls in the late 3rd round, and and say Tank Bigsby early, mid, second round or something like that. Since they're kind of close, you're going to have to make some decisions. And that's what this draft's going to do with this much talent at the running back position. It's very log jammed, and you're going to have to make some decisions on these players. Zach Charbonnet, 4-star recruit. Not just a 4-star recruit, because you get a lot of 4-star recruits in these class, but he was a top-tier 4-star recruit. Went to Michigan, had double-digit rushing touchdowns as a freshman at Michigan. First running back ever to have double-digit touchdowns as a freshman at Michigan. First running back to ever do it. Then went to UCLA, had back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons, and then improved in his game, or showed more of his game, that he can catch the ball in the backfield. One thing about him is he's not a burner. He's not electric like these guys up here in Tier A or even Devin Achane, but he does have some power. He has some versatility, catches the ball in the backfield, be used on short yardage and goal line situations, so you can use him a lot. Tank Bigsby is a guy I've been watching since high school. This guy can deliver the boom at the point of contact. He has burst. He can really make you pay. The thing is, I've been waiting for him to do more throughout his whole collegiate career. I've been expecting him to do more. I expected him to blow up. He did not have that bad of a career. He was productive, but I was expecting more. That's the one thing about it. I don't know if my expectations were way too high for him, if I was just being a fanboy when he was in high school coming out, or I have some kind of bias. But looking at him, I can still see a lot of good things on tape. I can definitely see how he can earn a role at the NFL level, and I can definitely see how he can be productive. Devin Achane's the elephant in the room here. Lots of upside. Tons of upsides. He could be the most productive running back in this class in PPR terms if he's used correctly. A lot of people are just throwing it in that, yeah, if he gets drafted in top 50, that his team's automatically going to use him correctly. That's not always the case, and I really want to see where he lands, where he goes, but I'm really not discounting him. He's in Tier B. Tier B's not a slouch tier, and Sean Tucker's good. Zach Evans good. Jahmyr Gibbs good. Charbonnet good. Tank Bigsby's good. And they could all flirt with Tier A as well, even Devin Achane. These are two good tiers. They can be mixed together, but I really wanted them split off because I'm not throwing Tank Bigsby in top 5 rookie drafts right now. Charbonnet, no. Devin Achane, no. Gibbs, yes. Evans, yes. Tucker, yes. They can all flirt with that. The other 3 guys are not. But when it comes in terms of talent, these guys are closer to each other than what you expect. All these guys got their pluses and minuses. They're not 100% bulletproof. They're good. They got some goods in their game. There are reasons why I want all of them on my team. And I do want all 7 of these running backs that are listed here. And Tier C, when it comes to compared to Tier B, really not much difference. There's just a difference in terms of pedigree, how productive they were throughout the entirety of their career. And we're looking at Kendre Miller, Izzy Abakanda, and Kenny McIntosh. The thing about these guys is when it comes to talent, they can be in B, and they're not far off from A either. This is how deep this class is, and the fact that you're looking at S, A, B, and C doesn't really do this justice because the talent level here is so compact. When I'm talking about how talented they are, when I talk about Kendre Miller and I'm putting him in last year's class, top 3, easy. He's flirting with Kenneth Walker territory. He's flirting with those top backs. Same thing with Izzy here. Because he had that huge season this year, has a decent athletic profile on him. Same thing, McIntosh. You're talking about Rachaad White with more speed, more explosiveness. Better than Rachaad White, I think, and better running back than that. Probably could get better draft capital, but it's going to be diluted a little bit because look at how many of these damn good running backs we got. So draft capital from year to year isn't going to be the same. Kenny McIntosh, though, you put him on just damn near any team, and he could be a valuable fantasy asset just because he's catching a couple balls a game and explosive enough that he can house it on any play. Anybody in Tier C can house it on any play and is dangerous. Tier B, you're looking at guys who are destined to get drafted a little higher, but it's not for sure either. Tier C can surprise you as well. The difference between Tier C and Tier A in terms of talents isn't too much far from each other than what you believe. Tier C and Tier A, you can really, if you wanted to be like very broad, you can mix them together. But really we're going into the minutia and dividing these guys out. B and C is damn close. you might as well put them together. But there are some reasons why you're having B ahead of C. ADP, you're having them due to the talent and skill set and projected, guesstimated, or fake draft capital that's they're having right now. We don't know yet. But C could jump any of these guys in B and maybe a couple of the guys in A, maybe even. Tier D. So now we're on to 11 and 12. And here you can have all kinds of discussions. And this is why I'm going to be doing multiples of these videos. That's why you're going to need to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on future content, because there will be more running backs in this. I'm not sleeping on anybody. Guarantee you that, because I've been covering these guys for years. Been talking about them since they've been in high school, and I've been excited for this class since then. But I have to throw in two guys here. This is where things are starting to tear off a little bit, and we just want to look at these guys. Both these guys are at the Senior Bowl right now, and they both had decent seasons, and they're both been increasing in draft capital. First one is Chase Brown. Huge season last season. About 100 yards in almost every single game. Had a good game against Michigan. Catches the ball in the backfield. Shows some explosiveness. Really turned it on. I'm interested to see where he goes in the draft. Whoever drafts him is getting a good running back at a discount, which is good to see. And he could improve his stock this week. You need to watch for him at the Senior Bowl. Another running back to look at, Rashawn Johnson. Big boy, thick, explosive. Former quarterback prospect, one of the best quarterback prospects in the nation. So he's cerebral, can learn all the positions, because you kind of got to learn that when you're a quarterback. And he can deliver the thunder at the point of contact. Fun to watch. There's other running backs I want to put in here. I'm not sleeping on anybody. Not sleeping on Tajay Sharp or anybody like that. But I had to go with 12 to keep with the format. And I want to start things off light because we're just starting to ramp up in this. And soon I'm going to add in more running backs. Probably next week, week after, when we redo this, knock this all together, add some more players. And maybe add 2 or 4 players for every extra video that we do. Something that you need to pay attention to. But right now, this is the 12. Again, to rehash this, tier A, B, and C, close together. If you're looking at this as tiered rankings, and you're like, man, he's down on Kenny McIntosh, but really high on Tank Bigsby, nah. They're closer than what you think. If you really want someone in tier C over tier B, and you told me about it, I'd be like, okay, that's cool, do it, because they're that close together, that doesn't matter. And 2 weeks from now, I might be saying the same thing. And you know what? When it comes to these C players and B players and A players, I had to think pretty damn hard to come up with this. I had to think pretty damn hard. Looking at these names, thinking about these players, going back to these players, looking at them really hard. But there's a lot I like about all these players. And I love this running back class. I'm excited about this running back class. The one thing about this running back class is I feel like I'm Jesus Christ at the table. We're breaking our bread. And I'm just trying to figure out which running back is going to cross me that night at the draft. Which running back is just going to double cross me, fall in the draft, or not hit expectations. Because that's what might happen here with this running back class. Because we got so many good guys. Someone's got to fall off. Someone's got to bust. Somebody's got to fall in the draft. You know how that goes. Not all the running backs we like hit. And you have to think about that when you're scouting players. If you like 5 players in the draft, 10 players in the draft, mix match all the positions, you have to understand that not all of them are going to hit. Not all the players you like are going to hit. So you got to spend some time looking at the players and just understanding who's likely to bust, what could go wrong with this player, what situation could impact this player, and all this stuff. And we got a lot of time to daydream about that, think about it, analyze it, whatever, until draft day, after draft day, until we draft our teams and on forward. But that's something you got to think about all draft season long, especially when you have a draft class like this, where there's a lot of players that you like and a lot of players who are good, because not all of them are going to end up good. So you got to think about that. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this running back class. Which running backs are you going after? I want to hear about that. Smash that subscribe button. It's only going to help you go on forward for Dynasty and your rookie drafts. I want to thank you for watching. I'll catch you on the next video.